Very good evening to you all. Today's webinar is on loss of habitats for elephants due to continuous filling of Minneriya Reservoir. On behalf of the Water Forum, I warmly welcome all of you to today's event who has joined us physically and via Zoom platform. We have seven panel members here who will share their views over this matter. Engineer Mrs. Bhadra Kamaladasa will moderate panel discussion. After deliberations of the panel, we will allow the audience to pose their questions to the panel. However, during the proceedings too, we invite the online participants to send their concerns or questions to the chat box. We kindly request to keep your microphones muted during the deliberations of the panel members. I now hand over the session to Engineer Mrs. Bhadra Kamaladasa, the moderator today, to conduct the session. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Janaka. I welcome you all again, the panel members today who joined us at IESL to share their valuable views over this you mentioned in the topic. So when the Water Forum received a request to intervene in this matter, as usual, we did not hesitate to make a platform to all stakeholders. So when we contacted some resource persons, we came to know that there are some official discussions going on to resolve the issue. Anticipating a productive outcome of the official meeting, we still believe that this type of panel discussion will be helpful for them to get an overview of the issue and also to open it up for discussion for a wider institute like that to look at the problem in a holistic manner. So maybe in an entirely different perspective. So having that in mind, today's proceedings will be conducted in the following manner. I would invite the panel members to elaborate the facts and figures and their opinions over the subject. First, panel members will explain the current issue and what the observed impacts so far. Then the irrigation department, Mahavali Authority, will elaborate how the hydrological factors influence change the operation rules of the Minneriya Reservoir. Then the other invited panel members will add their observations, highlighting the impact over the various sectors. We would allow the members to use any language to express their views. Our colleagues in North Province chapter offered their support to intervene if there is any need for Tamil translation. Thank you very much, our colleagues in Northern sector. With that introduction, I would first invite Dr. Sumit Pilapetiya to make the pathway to the panel discussion. There is no need to introduce Dr. Pilapetiya to the audience, as he is one of the most renowned lead environmental specialists in Sri Lanka. So he is now working as a consultant to the World Bank. And Pilapetiya was formerly Director General of Department of Wildlife Conservation and has more than 25 years experience, not only in Sri Lanka, but worldwide. So it is my great pleasure to invite Dr. Pilapetiya, you to the podium to share your views. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would like to first thank the Institution of Engineers and the Water Forum for inviting me and other panelists to participate in this important event. I would like to start off by saying that the Minneriya elephant gathering has been world-renowned as the great elephant gathering of Asia, the largest number of elephants gathering in Asia in one location. During the dry month of August, September, there are 350 to 400 elephants gathering on the grasslands of Minneriya. This has become a very large tourist attraction, and many tourists make it a point to visit Sri Lanka during this period to observe the Minneriya elephant gathering. And I have been involved studying some behavior characteristics of elephants in Minneriya since 2016 formally, although I have been associated with Minneriya for a much longer period. And although my elephant research doesn't really focus on elephant counts. Regardless, I have been doing a count of the elephants every month since 2016 when I started my research. And we were observing 250 to 400 elephants during 2016, 17, and 18. And even though I have not counted elephants before that, the mere fact that the Minneriya gathering has been rated as the largest gathering of Asian elephants in the world resulted in the elephant gathering being identified as one of 10 wildlife wonders of the world by Lonely Planet. So this has a lot of publicity, and this number of people, elephants have been visiting the grasslands of Minneriya for several decades.
Situation started changing with the advent of the Moragahakanda Reservoir. Now, the Moragahakanda Reservoir, I think my colleagues from Mahavali and Irrigation are in a much better position to give a background of Moragahakanda. But from what I understand, Moragahakanda was constructed not to send water to Minneriya. Moragahakanda, according to the EIA of Moragahakanda, the Moragahakanda was constructed to send water from Moragahakanda to through a tunnel and canal system to Hurulu River, and then to the northwestern and north central provinces. Now, unfortunately, Moragahakanda construction completed in 2018, but the distribution system for the water, the canal and the tunnel system had not even started at that time. And the tunnel started, I think, in January 2021. But so therefore, with excess water in Moragahakanda, water was being released into Minneriya from 2019 in the middle of the dry season. In June, July, around that time, water was being released into Minneriya, even though the water release did not make the reservoir full. It started filling the grasslands, and that had an impact on the elephants. Because the elephants come to Minneriya, there's a myth that people feel elephants are coming to Minneriya largely because of the water. Actually, the elephants are coming for the grasslands. And for the elephants to arrive in Minneriya during the dry season, a system where the Minneriya reservoir during the monsoon, it tends to fill. In November, December, January, till about April, Minneriya is largely full. And then with the Yala season releases for irrigation, the grasslands start emerging. And it's the fresh grasses that the elephants are coming really to feed on. So for this system to work, it has to fill and it has to release, like what has been happening naturally for several decades prior to Moragahakanda. But after the Moragahakanda project, when water was released in the middle of the year, during June, July, also a certain amount of water was released, we observed a decrease in the elephant population in Minneriya. Now, 2016, 17, 18, I'll show you the data in a minute. I have a couple of slides. I can't find that file. Anyway, till I get the data, I will say during 2016, 17, and 18, when I was doing the monthly counts, in the month of September, which is the peak of the gathering, we had between 350 to 400 elephants. Then with the Moragakanda water releases, yes. Now, this is data that we calculated for 2016 to 18, which is the blue line, the average water levels in Minneriya, 2016 16 to 18. And the orange line is the water levels 19, 20, 21. So as you can see, during the dry season of the months of August, September, during the prior to Moragakanda, the water level decreased much more than what it is now. And the number of elephants in Minneriya is proportional to the water levels. So the lower the water levels, the higher the elephant numbers. Higher the water levels, lower the elephant numbers, and which is correlated with some of the data that we are collecting with Dr. Devaka will be saying. So the elephant, unfortunately, the elephant numbers from 2016 in Minneriya in September, it's the peak of the gathering. After water was released from Moragakand in 2019, from the 350 to 400 level of elephants, it dropped to around 220. Then in the year 2020, the water, again, there was more water being released, so it dropped to 210. In 2021, due to rains and other releases from Moragakand and unseasonal rainfall, Minneriya was almost full throughout the year, so the gathering actually averaged 20 elephants. And 2022, it came down, it was about 94, the average for September was about 94 elephants. Now, this has become a huge problem for tourism because 90 to 100 elephants is not a big deal. There are enough places in the Asian countries for that. And the tourism revenue, according to a study done by Mr. Srilal Mitapala, shows that the revenue for the economy, which includes jeep drivers, hotels, guest houses, and the wildlife department, is 8.6 billion rupees a year. 8,600 million rupees a year is the revenue that the country earns from Minneriya. So if this continues to happen and the water is not released, the country is going to lose that revenue. So I must actually, while we are arguing this issue, I must be thankful to Mr. Nilandra Dhanapala, who is the chairman of the Water Management Committee, because every time that I have raised this issue with him, he has immediately responded trying to sort it out. And he told me a little while ago also that he has a proposal that this year things should be better. So the reason I am raising this issue is we need to address this. Initially, it was a tourism issue, and I think Dr. Prithviraj will talk more about it. Now it has become a serious conservation issue for elephants there. Because of the lack of feed, the elephants are in pretty poor body condition. So combined, this is going to create quite a massive disaster for elephants in that area. And largely because of our mismanagement of that project. Had the transmission system and the distribution system being constructed on time, this situation wouldn't have arisen. By the time this is done, you can't expect that the elephants will come back because they would have found other home ranges and they may not come back to this position. So what I am urging is at a higher level rather than at the sectoral level, each one of us are talking from our point of view. But since this has national economic implications, I am urging that somebody at the finance ministry level or something to look into this to see what is the best decision through economic point of view. Because I know conservation is not a major issue in this country for people to decision makers to consider, but this does not even make sense economically. So since I'm running out of time, I don't want to elaborate any further. My colleagues, Dr. Prithviraj Fernando and Professor Devaka will add more to this, but this is the situation that we are in now. Thank you. Sorry, I went by and so.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pilipiti. I think it gave a very clear picture of the issue, and I hope the audience would have understood what is we are going to discuss today, because some of the members have sent a message saying that the initial introduction to the seminar was not heard properly. But of course, Dr. Pilipiti elaborated it very clearly, and hope we can continue the session without repeating the initial comments. And there will be more time, Dr. Pilipiti, for you to contribute. Thank you very much again. So the next panel member is Dr. Prithviraj Fernando. Again, a well-known researcher in Sri Lanka. By profession, he is a medical doctor, I must say, with qualification as a medical doctor, but his passion was on elephant conservation, and hence turned to be a researcher and a conservationist researcher. So I would like to invite you now, Dr. Prithviraj, to elaborate how elephant gathering got affected due to change of Minneriya Reservoir, more in addition to what Dr. Pilipiti was telling. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I will straight away get into the slides because we have limited time. So the elephants in the Habarana area, including the Minneriya, Kaudulla, and Parakramasamudra, and the Eco Park area, were the best elephant population in Sri Lanka because they largely ranged in a complex of protected areas and didn't come into a lot of conflict. But something very wrong is happening now. So there is some radio tracking data. I will just skip through the slides. This is old data from 2009 to 2012, where a number of elephants were radio collared. So the different colors, the dots, the different colors are different elephants. So I will just flip through the things. So as you see, this is Kaudulla, this is Minneriya, this is Parakramasamudra, and this area is the Eco Park area. This is the this area is Eco Park, and this area is the Galway Reserve. So this is month by month, November, December. The reservoirs are full and the elephants are not there. April, May, by May they are coming back. Some of the herds have gone up to other areas. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. By January they are again back in the forest area because there's no grassing, the reservoirs are full. Then 2011, again I'll flip through the months. By June, they are back, July, August, September, October, November. Again, by December that year, they are back, 2012. So this is the general pattern that was there. Then we don't have collaring data for 7 years. And after that, the Wildlife Department collared some more elephants to the SCAM project. So this is that data. And here there are, and also some of the CCR collars. So there are 5 elephants from 2019 to 2022. So again, if you look, this is 2 elephants that were initially collared in 2019, in May, June, July, August, September, October. That year, even November, they used the also they used a little bit. By January, they are not using the reservoirs. Then March, again 2020. So you can see the general pattern that in the dry season, they're using the reservoirs intensively. And in the rainy season, they are in 2021, Minneriya was and 2021 was an anomaly. So this is a summary of the data. This is looking at 2009 to 2011. Birds, 2010 and 2011. You can clearly see that there is a lot of use by these elephants in the dry seasons of the year during that period. This is 2019 to 21. So 19 and 20, there was some use, but 21, there these females used only 1 month, but the other months was extremely low. And this is Kaudulla, 2000. This is looking at 4 herds, and the same pattern is observed there also. 2021 was a very bad year for elephants, because in the sense that they used these reservoirs very little. So these are some pictures from before, and you can see that the elephants look very plump and in good condition. These are pictures from 2022, after they couldn't use the reservoirs in 2021. And this is, we assess the body condition of elephants based on a visual score from 0 to 10. This is looking at adult males from 2022 continuously, and 2011 prior to that. So you can see that there is a decrease in body condition. If it goes below 5 for males, that means it is something radically wrong. But when you come to the females, it is much worse. You can see that in 2022, the body condition dropped below 3. And when it was below 4, that is very critical for females. That means the mothers who are nursing infants will not be able to nurse them, so they are going to die. And this is looking at juveniles. Juveniles below 3 are basically going to die. So already a lot of the young animals have probably died. So it's not just that elephants going away, but this has had a huge impact on the elephant health. And we probably already have lost a generation of elephants. And I think it really wasn't unseasonal rainfall in 21. But I think what we were told by irrigation was that in 2021, there was extra release from Morgahakanda water due to the economic crisis and the need for power generation. And then there was reduced release from these reservoirs because of the fertilizer issue and activate. So as a result, the reservoirs were kept full throughout 2021, which was a great mistake, because even that year, at the end of the year, when the rain started, the spear gates were opened and the water was released. So if we had not kept it stocked up, this wouldn't have happened. So I think it is very important for us to realize that such things, if you do it just 1 year, it's not, the impacts are not just for 1 year. In this case, already we have had an impact that will go for generations. And also, one more thing I'd like to say, when we are considering this situation, we have to consider the 3 main reservoirs here, Kaudulla, Minneriya, and Parakram Samudra. You cannot look at one in isolation, all 3 have to be considered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prithviraj. Actually, we very much appreciate your dedication to conduct this type of research and summarize it for the benefit of all the stakeholders, because sometimes this type of information are not open, not known to the people who take the decision. So it is very useful. I thank you very much again, and during the discussion, I hope more elaborations will come up through your research. So, heard about the problem from different perspectives. Now, audience may like like to listen to the irrigation department to know the reasons for changing the operational practices of Minneriya Reservoir. To fulfill their responsibility to ensure the food security in the country. That is the main concern of the irrigation department from their side. So we invited the Director General of Irrigation to present their view, based on what they have changed the operating pattern. So Engineer Mrs. Deepika her team, and she informed that Dr. Sri Valiyupala will present on behalf of the irrigation department. Engineer Dr. Sri Valiyupala is the Additional Director General of Irrigation in charge of investigations, planning and designs. I'm very much happy to see Dr. Valiyupala, you are here to present the irrigation department's view here. Thank you. For the yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me introduce this presentation. Actually, I'm not going to present any views or any conclusions here. I'm just explaining this current system that we are handling from the irrigation department. Although we are talking about Minneriya Reservoir, this as Raj also explained, you can't consider Minneriya in isolation. This is a one single reservoir in a system of large reservoirs, canals, and also there are several stakeholders in the demands that we have to meet within this system. So we are currently, I have shown the system, the reservoirs and the canals. As you can see, the large newly constructed Moragakanda reservoir is I just need to find yeah. So this is the newly constructed Moragakanda reservoir, and immediately downstream you get this famous ancient Alhara where this diversion starts. So there will be a canal from Alhara to Minneriya, which is usually called EMY Alhara Minneriya, which goes up to Minneriya. And while driving water towards Minneriya, we get this geometrical bifurcation and we convey water to Gritali. And from Minneriya again, there will be another route towards Kantale, the Minneriya Kantale Odala, and the place called Agravan, where we divert water to Kaudulina Reservoir. So the entire system is interconnected, and from there you can see the Ambanganga, then there will be another diversion from Angamedal Anikat, which takes water to the reservoir, and this rest of the water which flows along the Ambanganga towards main Mahavediganga. The entire system in a schematic way, these are actually the salient features. We know Moragakanda is a 557 MCM reservoir, 557 million cubic meters, then which takes water towards Minneriya. The EMI 32 kilometers long, and from there, the Minneriya is another large reservoir, 135 million cubic meters of water is stored there, and there we have to supply water to closer to 9,100 hectares, and from there you take water to Kantale, which is also irrigate around 9,300 hectares of paddy and 700 hectares of sugarcane. And also there is a water supply demand currently, and also there will be an added demand for this Kantale reservoir to feed the proposed Kantale Corporation area. They are planning to grow 6,000 new lands under private company, government private partnership. So there will be a new demand coming from Kantale, which is also needs to be in the system. So we have actually calculated that also, because that will be, the government has already taken that water. So right now this system is about altogether 33,000 hectares of land, irrigable area. And also we are supplying annually about 80 million cubic meters of water. And for the existing sugarcane area, currently we are supplying around 62. There will be another 56 million cubic meters of demand coming very soon. So all this will have to be supplied through this system. As we have seen in the previous presentation also, these are the actual curves that we agree that this system we have considered it post Moragakanda and pre Moragakanda era. Post Moragakanda is actually starting from 2018, which is the year that it was commissioned, and we can see the curves that there are two years, that is 2018 and 2020. You can see even after the construction of Moragakanda, the reservoir levels are still very low. But of course, the 2021, this red year, as you all see, it's the highest level that we have maintained. We have been forced to maintain probably because of the large water quantity that's come. It's not only the diversion. I know it's a relatively wet year 2021, so there had been reasonably high catchment inflow also to the Minneriya Reservoir. So it must be one of the reasons that had been always close to the full supply level. So if you consider exactly the pre and post Moragakanda era, these are the two curves. I think it perfectly matches with the one that we have seen in. And there are two here. I want to just mention few levels, few critical capacities for Minneriya Reservoir. In order to divert water to Kantale, we need to keep Minneriya at a capacity closer to 90 MCM, that is around 91.74 meters above mean sea level. And in order to divert water to, we need a capacity around 70 MCM, that is again closer to 90.5 meters above mean sea level. And also, I think this had been earlier discussed, and wildlife department, or this requirement of wildlife for this great elephant gathering is closer to 89, I think 50 MCM. 50 MCM of reservoir capacity has been discussed earlier. During the recent meetings that we were trying to match this level because of our current demands, we are in a position to supply several stakeholders, several demands from Minneriya itself, because some of the canals, now the conditions of the canals are not very well, so we have limitation in carrying capacities of those canals. So even though we have water in Moragakanda, we won't be able to take that water down 60 kilometers to Kantale within a short period. So if there is a very acute shortage in Kantale system, we have to have a certain level of water in Minneriya to do the system planning also. That I think Mr. Viladhanapal, because he has the experience of conveying that water. So these are some of the important things that we need to consider from the department side. And also we very well understand that this is a nationally important thing that we have to maintain our wildlife nature reserve, also our tourism. Tourism is very important currently for us to have foreign exchange. So we know it. We need to balance between all these demands, and we have to have the optimum condition. This will be, I think, has to be started once again with the models and whatever the tools that we have, and we'll come to a solution that all can accept and for the benefit of all the stakeholders. So this is my view. Actually, I want to send, and these are some of the things. And I just wanted to show this diagram. I'm not very sure, but I have been told that the area that is for this elephant gathering is around 1,200. I don't know if it's correct or wrong. It's not correct. Okay, so if that has to be maintained below full supply level of Minneriya, we need to drop the reservoir level by closer to 5 meters below full supply level. So if it is any value above that is reduced. So to maintain 1,200 hectares of Minneriya in the tank bed, we have to maintain 588.6. I don't know about that figure, whether it's correct or wrong, but this is another fact that I need to present here. And this is just the image of the reservoir where the one top level contour is over.
Presentation. So MSL is responsible for coordinating the decisions on water management in Mahavel system. Our invitation accepted by Mr. Engineer Niranthan Anapala. Very much. She is the Additional Director General of Mahavel Authority and as the Secretariat at the moment. So I believe he will explain how they have taken this decision and whether there is any option to change that, to continue our discussion.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks to ISL Water Forum to give this chance to explain this issue. As well as I must thanks to Dr. Pilapitia. He's raised this issue. So as we are an engineer, we are focusing in the water management and our water to give our country production like paddy and other food needs. So request, actually we are thinking about our environment and wildlife also. So here, so you can see the Mahavali system. Yeah. Right. You can see the Mahavali water distribution area. The upper one is the Mahavali diversion system, and down side is the Valava system. Now I am showing this map to understand we are providing water to the northern area by the Mahavali system. So we both climate as well as the environmental concern. So you can think about the climate will change area in our water management. We have to think some area may be dry, some area may be wetted. So we have to think about those things when we are providing the water to our cultivation as well as the environmental and the industrial requirement also. So this is the Mahavali Basin water distribution system, and this is the Valava system. Now you can see this table. So in our country, there are nearly 1.8 million acres. So out of 1.8 million acres, nearly 1 million irrigation land are under system. So if you think about the major irrigation system, water management secretary providing water nearly 500,000 irrigable area. So that is nearly 48% of the land area under major irrigation scheme. So you can think now you can understand. So this is mainly depend on our food security. So we have to think about those irrigable land to manage water to get optimum or sufficient food production. Here you can see our you can see the Morogahakanda. This is the Kaluganga. Now there is a tunnel Kaluganga to Morogahakanda. Now it is underway. So from Morogahakanda, this is the canal. Now we are thinking, talking. This is the Minneriya, then Kaudula, then Kantale. This is the Giritale. So now today we are in the Minneriya. So, but now we have to consider in the food production and animal and environmental. And this is the area under Morogahakanda scale. So nearly 36,000 hectares are there. So now you according to our request, our country needs, we have to supply the water to this area to increase our food security. So mainly the Morogahakanda reservoir is constructed to increase the intensity in Polonnaruwa area into 2. Area 1.8 and Mahakanadara 1.8. So that is our target after construction the Morogahakanda. Meanwhile, we have to give the drinking water to the 4 districts, Mahatale, Polonnaruwa, and Anuradhapura and Trinco. So allocations for drinking water 90 MCA. So this is the table how the coping intensity is changed. So before Morogahakanda, you can see the Maha. If you think about the Maha season, the highlight one is the Maha season. Before Morogahakanda, 60%, right? In 2007, 84. Then after Morogahakanda, it is nearly around about the 90. Season, so 7 So, if you think about the total revenue, so in Mahavali system, we gave two now we cultivating the OFC also. So if you think about the OFC, maybe this fatty. And if you think about the power generations, the total revenue is 75.4 billion per year. So now we are coming our problem. So this is the Minneriya. Before commissioning of Moragaha Kanda and the 30-year average, 30-year historical data, you can see this is here maximum one. That is a maximum. Before Moragaha Kanda, the 80% this slide, right? And average, right? The minimum one is this. So according to the actually Dr. Pilapitiya, so many times we had a discussion. So this is the historical minimum area. So some years has a dry years and some wet years. So now the system is after Moragaha Kanda and before Moragaha Kanda, you can see. So actually as an environmentalist or elephant requirement, the Dr. Pilipitiya and other environmentalists are asking us total level up to end of August, right? So this is the you can see this is the present water level in the 2003, and this line, the brown line, is the our expected line in this year. And you can see we can draw down the Minneriya 60 MCM up to August, end of the August. So this is how it's been. Now we think about the 2021. So you can see the actually in August and September, August, the maximum water level in it was in 21. But in if you think of 2022 last year, you can see the water level changes. Now we have maintained the requirement bond, but according to the climate change, there may be. If you think about the average condition, we can maintain. Right? You can see the 2022 August, July, we had some big rainfall. That's why this has been changed. Now, somewhat okay. Before, and Dr. Kisiri also says, if you think about the 2009, after commissioning of Moragaha, that was a very low stage. So, we can't tell about our climate. There are so many changes. So, if we can manage the wildlife requirement as well as our country food production, and this is not necessary. So, actually, all know 2020 the special case in our country. One is due to fertilizer didn't cultivate that time. There are 1.5 months lagging. So we have to research until they get their water. Try that situation happen. And another one is the rainfall is above the average. So you can see in Kotmale, this is the average one. Total the hidden lines is the average one. You can see the 2001 line above the average. Yes. Then if you think about the pole goal, so our divers and Moragakan side, then they are also the average one is this line. You can see this line. 2000 line is rainfall is above the average. That is the another. So and both and also same. The average one is this line. This actual rainfall pattern in 2000 above the average. And so Victoria water level also same. You can see this is a 2022 line. This is a 2020. So this is normally higher level. So due to lagging or delay of the cultivation, we keep our water to maintain the requirement of yellow season in the year 2021. You can see higher level than others. So this is the Moragahakan. Now in this is the previous behaviors. 2001. You can see the and the Moragahakan. Then now in the yellow color is the present water level behaving this year. This brown color is the line. Now we are behaving like this. The future one is shows the future water behavior line. Now we are here. Then if you think of the Minneriya, earlier I showed this map. The Minneriya, we are expecting to now after July, not July. There is not July. After April, we are going to reduce the water level end of the August. Then again we are trying to water level to supply the Minneriya. Our Dr. Kisiri says the another water requirement is there in Kantale. There is we are going to provide the water to Kantale Suga area. Now, according to this, provide those data, those water to by while maintain the Minneriya water level as earlier if there is a sudden variation in climate, right? And it is a caudal. Well, I am not going to explain those things. It's a Kantale our expected curve. So actually, at the moment, our engineer Abhishek, I want to thanks for him also. Actually, if there's problem, the doctor, especially Dr. Pilapitia, the engineer Abhishek Rivadana and I get together and this is he helps me to manage those things. So and actually, as the irrigation panel. Water management panel. So if irrigation department doesn't like to manage like this, we can't do. But irrigation department also like to think now this problem. So I think we can manage in future in very good condition if we are in average climate condition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Milanta. It was a very clear explanation. I mean, overview of the water level variation and all that. Actually, now this sort of a man-made issue. It is even though we are talking extreme weather conditions and things like that, must think how we can solve the problem under even at the critical conditions, critical things, especially when come and farmers refuse to start their cultivation, we should be able to take a firm decision saying that, okay, we are going to release water. It may be going to the waste. That is so. Likewise, I think we may have to be firm with considering the whole requirement of the all stakeholders. So, presentation will be by Director Department of Wildlife Conservation. I'm sorry, yeah, Mr. Manjula Amararatna. So he will share the views of joining through online. Mr. Amararatna, he's the Director PA Management in the Wildlife Department. Mr. Amararatna, are you ready? Can you, yeah, this is your time now. Thank you.
Okay. I think now you can hear me. Can I share my?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to thanks IESL to invite me to join this important panel discussion. This is Minneriya National Park. Department of Wildlife Conservation has declared this national park in 1997. Comparatively, this is a small protected area. The extent is 8,889. And you can see in the left, sorry, in my slide, left-hand map, you can see the Minneriya National Park. The location is very critical. The north to Minneriya, there's an elephant corridor in between Minneriya and Kaudulla. Forest Department declared that area as a Horo Reserve, and north to that Kaudulla, and southwest Sigiriya Sanctuary, and south to Minneriya Giridale Nature Reserve Block 1, 2, 3, and southeast Giridale Nature Reserve and Angamalla. Then this Minneriya National Park is located in between many wildlife protected areas, and also those protected areas are heavily used by wild elephants. And I got this slide from a Federation of Environmental Organization. According to their studies, elephant surveys continuously conducting in the Minneriya National Park. This red line shows the water levels of the Minneriya Reservoir, and the bars shows the elephant numbers. And it's very clear when the water levels are going down, elephants are increasing the elephant numbers. I think this is happening in the Minneriya. I think this is the main issue arise from the increase in the water level especially in dry season, July, August, and September. And issues due to this continuous filling of the reservoirs, I divided these issues into three main categories: environmental issues, social issues, and economic issues. Social issues, environmental issues, we already discussed disrupting gathering, this great elephant gathering, and this I think this gathering helps to exchange in elephant genes, and also as Dr. Prithviraj mentioned, starvation. I think it's very clear. He showed the starvation of elephant due to this increase of water levels of the Minneriya reservoirs. And after that, due to the starvation, then they are much vulnerable to diseases, and after that, deaths. And social issues, when the water level is increasing, elephants are going outside to the protected areas towards human settlement. Then human-elephant conflict increasing, crop damages increase, and human deaths and injuries also increase. It's a social issue of this water level increasing. And the economic issues, the Minneriya and surrounding protected areas contribute to national income and also the income of adjoining communities. According to the Dr. Pilipitiya mentioned, according to the findings of Dr. Mittapala, the annual income of this Minneriya National Park and surrounding area is about 8.6 billion. And due to the crop property damage of adjoining communities, it's also economic loss. This very clearly show that in 2015 to 2017, no, actually number of crop damages are very low. These records are taken from the Minneriya National Park main office, and I studied this from Professor Pilipitiya, Dr. Pilipitiya's research paper. And up to 2017, less number of crop damages done by caused by elephant. Then after that, crop damages are increasing. In 2019, I think there are more than 30 crop damages were recorded around Minneriya National Park. This is mainly due to no space for elephants inside the national park. Then they are going outside, especially for human settlement, and they are damaging their crops. This is social issues and also economic issue. And this graph shows the income of Minneriya and Kaudura National Parks from 2012 to 2022 up to last year. From 2012 to 2018, that income is increasing. And in 2018, both national parks, that red line Minneriya National Park and red line Kaudula and black line Minneriya, it reached its maximum of their income very near to 250 million Sri Lankan rupees. And after that, you can see the drop of their income. I think not only for this issue, due to Saharan attacks and also the COVID pandemics. And after that, 2021 is little increasing. But this water level increasing also the one cause of this drop of the income, drop in the income, decrease in the income. And these are the letters of actually in EIA, during the EIA process of Apayalahara Canal. This is Department of Wildlife Conservation recommendation we are sending to Chairman of Central Environment Authority. In 2.10, the condition we very clearly said the memo Vyapti at the Minneriya Kaudula Vav Sandaha Jalaya Sapi Medi, Emma Vavola Jalaya. Vyapti at the Minneriya Kaudula Vav Sandaha Jalela Badenam, Emma Vavola. දැනට වසර පුරා සිදුවන ජල මට්ටමේ වෙනස්කම් වලට අනුකූල වනසේ පමණක් ජලය නිකුත් කිරීම නියම් සමයේ ආධාර ජලාශවල ජල මට්ටම පහළ යාමත් සමග අලියතුන් 400ක් පමණ ආශ්‍රිතව ගැවසෙන අතර එම වැව් ජල සංචිත ලෙස වසර පුරා පුරවා තැබීමෙන් වනාන්ත වාසස්ථාන අහිමි වේ. We actually we mentioned in 2016, according to our recommendation, Central Environment Authority, they have include our recommendation into the approval letter of Upper Alahara Canal project. They have mentioned the conditions laid down in the letter number mentioned in our letter issued by the Director General Wildlife should be strictly adhered to avoid mitigate impacts on wildlife in the project area. Actually, if the project maintain the conditions of the approval letter, I think this problem is not raised. But problem is due to various reasons, they fail to maintain the water level as we ask or as we request. Then this is the main reason for this problem and solution. I think here Wildlife Department and also the researchers, environmentalists and irrigation authorities all are here. Then we can find the solution by discussing and agreeing to a very reasonable solution. I think we are kindly request all the stakeholders join with us to solve this one. I think having a reasonable solution for all the farmers and also the wildlife. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saying that the Upper Alahara Canal construction and representative from CEA should have been here. Unfortunately, because we can't have so many panel members, I'm sure when there is an official they will represent their organization and put forward the issue. So it is clear that there is a condition imposed and to see whether the taking that point to the discussion table. Then our next presentation will be by the Director of Operation Management Division, Mr. Chatura Malraj. He actually express views from the farmers' side of. He would have consulted the views. Let us listen to him also to get a view of.
වාරිමාර්ග කළමනාකරණංශය ගත්තතින් දිස්ත්‍රික්ක 12ක් පුරාවට වාරිමාර්ග කළමනාකරණංශය ගත්තතින් 12ක් පුරා මහවාරි මාර්ගය 54ක ඒකාබද්ධ කළමනාකරණ කටයුතු කරනවා. ගොවි සංවිධාන ගත්තොත් 894ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක්. වගාබිම් ප්‍රමාණය ගත්තොත් හෙක්ටයාර 1,65,000කට වැඩි. ගොවි පවුල් ප්‍රමාණය 2,00,000කට වැඩි. විශේෂයෙන්ම පොළොන්නරුව දිස්ත්‍රික්කය ගත්තොත් ව්‍යාපාර 4ක් තිබෙනවා. පරාක්‍රම සමුද්‍රය, මින්නේරිය. දැන් මෙතන අපි කතා කරන මින්නේරිය ව්‍යාපාර ප්‍රදේශය ගත්තොත් ජලාශය ධාරිතාවේ අක්කර අඩි 1,10,000ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් වෙනවා. ජල මූලාශ්‍ර විදියට මින්නේරිය, ඇලහැර, මොරගහකන්ද ජලාශ තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම බෙදුම් ඇලවල්, කෙත් ඇලවල් ප්‍රමාණය සඳහන් වන 102ක් හා 387ක් විදියට ගොවි සංවිධාන 22ක්, ගොවි 21ක්, වගාපිම් ප්‍රමාණය ගත්තොත් හෙක්ටයාර 8,990ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක්. වගා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අස්වැන්න ගත්තොත් යලකන්නේ ඉහළ අස්වැන්නක් තියෙනවා අක්කර 106ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක්. මහ කන්නේ 61ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි තිබෙන්නේ. ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම් කොට්ටාශ 3ක් පුරා පැතිරලා තිබෙනවා ලංකාපුර, හිඟුරක්ගොඩ සහ මැදිරිගිරිය විදිහට. මින්නේරිය ජලාශය ගත්තොත් ජලය ලැබෙන්නේ ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන් මින්නේරිය යොදෑල මාර්ගය හරහා ඒ වගේම මොරගහකන්ද ජලාශයෙන්. එතකොට විශේෂයෙන්ම අපි ව්‍යාපාර කළමනාකරණ කමිටුවේ ගොයින්ගෙන් ආපු අදහස් යෝජනා සැලකිල්ලට අරගෙන ඒ කරුණු අපි ඇතුළත් කරා. විශේෂයෙන්ම දැන් අපේ දැන් යලකන්නේ කන්න රැසීම් පැවැත්වුවේ පෙබරවාරි මාස 21 වෙනිදා. ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්ම අපි වී වගා කරනවා, ඊට අමතරව අතුරු භෝග රාශියක් කරනවා. ආරම්භ නිකුත් වෙන්නේ අප්‍රේල් මාසේ 20. ඒතර වගා පිහිටුව අවසන් වෙනවා මැයි මාසේ 20. මුර ජලය නිකුත් කිරීම ආරම්භ වෙනවා මැයි මාසේ 21 වගේ වෙනකොට. ජලය නිකුත් කිරීම අවසන් වෙනවා අගෝස්තු මාසේ 20. කන්නේ අවසන් වෙනවා සැප්තැම්බර් මාසේ 20 දක්වා. දැන් මේ කතා කරපු අදහස් දක්වපු විද්වතුන්ගේ අදහස් එක්ක බලද්දී විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ ව්‍යාපාර විදිහට ගත්තට පස්සේ ගොවින් මෙන්න මේ කියන ගොවි සංවිධාන බලපදේශ වලට විශේෂයෙන්ම 9කට නිශ්ශංක ගැමුණු විජේ පැරකුම් දමන කොතලාවල උල්පත්තේව සහ දිවුලංකඩවල විහාර මාවත කියන ගොවි සංවිධාන වලට ලොකු බලපෑමක් තිබෙනවා අලින්ගෙන්. එතකොට අලිවැඩ පිහිටීම ගත්තුතින් එහා කෙළවරේම දැක්වෙනවා සුංගාවල ඉඳලා පන්සල් ගොඩැල්ල පඹුරාන දක්වා. ඊළඟට මින්නේරිය අක්කර 70 500 වලිවැට බලු වච්චන සිට කලුවක් ගල දක්වා. ඊළඟට ගැටලුව හා අභියෝග විදියට තිබෙන කාරණේ තමයි මින්නේරිය ජලාශය අක්කර අඩි 1,10,000ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් වෙනවා. මේක අක්කර අඩි 70 දක්වා අඩු මට්ටමකදී තන්තලේ සහ වෙන්ඩරස්සන් කියන ජල ඒම අක්කර 70,000ට වඩා අඩු වුණාට පස්සේ ඉහළ වාහන මගින් ජලය නිකුත් කරන්න නොහැකි වෙලා තියෙනවා. මින්නේරිය ජලාශයේ ජල මට්ටම අක්කර 70,000ට වඩා පවත්වාගෙන ගියොත් අක්කර 70,000ට වඩා අර මම කලින් සඳහන් කරපු ව්‍යාපාර වල ගොවීන්ගෙන් PMC එකේදී විරෝධතා එල්ල වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම යල මහ කන්න දෙකම වගා කරන්න නම් අපි දැක්කම ඊට කලින් තිබුණු යල කන්නේ ඉහළ අස්වැන්නක් තිබුණත් මාස් කන්න යනකොට අස්වැන්න අඩු වෙලා තිබුණා. ඒකට මොරගහකන් ජලාශයෙන් මින්නේරිය ජලාශයට අකණ්ඩව ජලය ලබා දෙන්නවත් තිබෙනවා නම් මේකේ ජල මට්ටම අඩු වුණා කියලා ගැටලුවක් නැහැ කියලා තමයි ඉතින් එල්ල වෙන අදහස. ඒ වගේම අක්කරාඩි 70,000ට වඩා ජල මට්ටම අඩු කරාට පස්සේ දැන් 1,40,000ක ජල සංචයයක් තියාගන්න පුළුවන් මින්නේරියේ. ඒක 40,000ක වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් අහිමිලා යනවා. ඒ වගේම වර්ෂාවකින් මොරගහකන් ජලාශයට ජලය නැතිවීම එක පැත්තකින් එනවා. අනිත් පැත්තෙන් මින්නේරිය ජලාශයට තියෙන අවදානම වැඩි වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මින්නේරිය ජලාශයට තියෙන අවදානම වැඩි වීමත් එක්ක අර වගාබිම් ප්‍රමාණය ගත්තොතින් හෙක්ටයාර 25,000කට ආසන්න ප්‍රමාණයකට බලපානවා. අනිත් පැත්තෙන් ජල හිඟය ආහාර සුරක්ෂිතතාවය කෙරේ යම්කිසි බලපෑමක් තිබෙනවා. මේ අදහස් ටික අපි PMC එකේදී කතා කරාට පස්සේ ගොහින්ගෙන් ආපු අදහස් යෝජනා. නමුත් වඩා සංවේදී කාරණාවක් විදිහට
මෙතන වියතුන් දක්වපු අදහස් එක වෙන ඊයේදී තමයි අපි එක ආයතන විදිහට අපේ අරමුණු ඔස්සේ අපි හඹා ගියාට සමස්ත රටක් විදිහට කටයුතු කරද්දී හැම ආයතනයකම ඒකාබද්ධ ප්‍රවේශයක් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා කුෂිකර්මය අවශ්‍යයි රටට. දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් රටේ සමස්ත ජනගහනයෙන් 3න් 1 වැඩි වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නේ කුෂිකර්මයේ දිලා. හැබැයි රටේ දල ජාතික නිෂ්පාදනයට දෙන දායකත්වය ගත්තොත් 6%ක් 7ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක්. ඒක නිසා මේ කුෂිකර්මය නගා සිටවන්න යන ගමන් සංචාරක ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ පාරිසරික පැත්ත ආර්ථික වශයෙන් අපි කොහොමද එකට එක දැනක ඉඳලා සාකච්ඡා කරලා ගෝයින්ගේ පැත්තෙන් තියෙන ගැටලු අනිත් පැත්තෙන් රජයේ ප්‍රතිපත්තිමය වශයෙන් ගන්න තීන්දුව తీරනත් නොගැටෙන විදිහට කටයුතු කරන්න කොහොමද කියන එක සාකච්ඡා කරන එක මම හිතන්නේ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක හරහා ඉතාමත් වැදගත් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඔබතුමන්ලගේ අදහස් සහ යෝජනා තුළ වාරිමාර්ග කළමනාකරණ අංශයත් වාරිමාර්ග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව මහවැලි අපි එක අමාත්‍යාංශයක් යටතේ කටයුතු කරන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා අපේ පැත්තෙන් අපි මේ යම් කිසි අදහස් දැක්වීමක් කරේ ඔබතුමන්ලගේ පැත්තෙන් ඒක ඉදිරිපත් වුණු කරුණුත් එක්ක සටහන් කරලා මේ කරුණු ටික තමයි වාරිමාර්ග කළමනාකරණ අංශයේ විදිහට ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. අවස්ථාව ලබා දීම පිළිබඳ ඔබතුමියට ඇතුළු සියලු දෙනාට බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
ස්තුතියි ડોક્ટર මහරජ නැතිතුමනි. අතරම මේ ඒ කරුණු ගෝවින්ගේ පැත්තෙන් තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න එක්කම මේකම මතක් වුණේ. කොපිං ඉන්ටෙන්සිටි එක වැඩි වෙනවා කියලා හිතන් වර්මාර්ග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවෙන් මහවැලි අධිකාරියෙන් පෙන්නුවා. ඒකම අලින්ගෙන් එන හානිය මේ සිද්ධ වෙන හානිය ප්‍රොක්ස් වලට ඒකත් කිව්වා. ඒකට අපිට මේ දෙක කොහොමද බැලන්ස් වෙන්නේ? ඒ වගේ කාරණා ගැන කියන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟට ලොකු කාර්යභාරයක් තියෙනවා ඔබතුමන්ගේ අවශ්‍යයට මොවින්ට මේ පිළිබඳව අදහසක් දෙන්න දැනුවත් කිරීමක් කරන්න මේ සමස්තයක් හැටියට රටට මේක කොහොමද බලපාලා තියෙන්නේ කියන එක. විශේෂයෙන්ම අතරම ගෝවින්ගේ දරුවෝ තමයි අන්තිමට ඔය හුඟක් නැෂනල් පාර්ක්ස් වල වැඩ කරමින් ඒ කියන්නේ ගෝවිතනින්ම විතරක් නැතුව අනිත් දේවල් වලින් තමන්ගේ ජීවනාලිය සකස් කරගන්න නෑ. ඒවල් ගැන ඒගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලි කිරීම හරිම වැදගත් කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඒ සටහනත් එක්කම I would like to invite the batsman Professor Devika Veerakon. He's a professor in zoology. I am not going to introduce him in elaborately because all the audience know who's Professor Devika Veerakon is well-known scientist and researcher and professor in zoology in University of Colombo. It's your stage now, Professor.
Thank you, Mrs. Minneriya. Good evening, everybody. I was asked to comment about the views of the researchers about this. So based on the data presented by my colleagues, you can see there is some data, but we would like to have to take management decisions. It will have to be based on good evidence base. So at the moment, as the Federation of Environment Organization, we have started a research project. We want to look at how the elephants are using this larger area, as pointed out. This is not just an issue about Minneriya. It's a complex of tanks which are used by these elephants. So we would like to understand how they are utilizing this area as one aspect. The second aspect is we would also want to do a study on the grasslands. We would also like to do a study in the grasslands to see why these grasslands are important in a nutritional point of view for the elephants. As Prutu showed, like their body conditions have undergone drastically with the loss of the grassland. The third issue is the economic issue, like to get an actual assessment of what is the economic loss. On one side, we are talking about productivity. Other side, people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods, who are engaged in tourism. So development doesn't mean you are providing for catering for one at the expense of destroying the livelihoods and incomes to the nation from another industry. So that is very important that we study that and give the data. And the next thing that we want to look at is the escalation of the human conflict, because the current regime forces the elephants to go out, which results in a escalated conflict. So even giving water for both seasons is of no value. If there's going to be a conflict, the benefits that can be accrued by the farmers will go down drastically. Therefore, we would also want to have evidence to how this is going to influence the human conflict. So as researchers, we want to have build up the evidence. We want to build up the evidence that is necessary for us to take a decision. But also as a result, in the EIA for Upper Canal, Morgakan, Kalugang Canal, and I also was the team leader who developed the wildlife management Hurricane. And I would also like to point out that Morgakan was not built to provide water to Minneriya. If you go back and read the EIA report, you will understand the water was supposed to go to Anuradhapura in phase 1, to Puruluwava turnout, Manakatti, Eruwava, and Mahakanadarawa, in phase 2 to North Central Province. So the idea presented here that like we are going to increase food security by providing water to Minneriya is a myth. That is not how we were going to develop ensure our food security. The plan was to send water to the North Central Province. Now, disturbed by some Mahanali, justified that was not the plan, and I have defended that. I feel there's a saying in Sinhala, Nangi Pendala Akka Dena Vedakata, I went and defended that as a scientist, and I'm very concerned about that. Because we can't be doing EIAs if you are going to tell that we are going to do one thing and doing something completely different. Because we have made a mistake. We have built a reservoir and not a distribution system. I think as engineers, I don't have to tell you that these two things have to happen in tandem. When the reservoir is finished, the distribution system has to be there. Now we don't have that, maybe for the next 10 years. Now what we are going to do is scenario 2, we are creating one mistake and we are creating a secondary mistake. By sending this water to Minneriya, we are now having an escalated human-elephant conflict, reduction in income from tourism, and loss of livelihood. And the third scenario I'm seeing down the road is when you conduct business like this for the next 10 years, now we say the sugarcane is another 56, 70 MCM for drinking water. So by the time these canals and the longest tunnel is built, spending millions of dollars of loan money, we will have no water to give. And that will result in doing another project, maybe blocking Hulu Ganga or another upstream river and destroying more forests to meet that water demand. And if this is how we are going to do planning, as a scientist, I'm very concerned. And as a scientist who have defended this at the EIA level, I'm very concerned, but I defended. This is not what I stood for. And Dr. Pilapitia knows because he was in that ADP thing. So I think we'll have to rethink about it. This is not a wildlife issue. This is a poor planning issue. So let us not try to point this as a wildlife problem. This is a poor planning problem in terms of planning multi-million-dollar projects and not doing it properly. So the solution we should be seeking is to finish that project as quickly as possible and send the water to where we have promised to send. Because otherwise you're going to create secondary, tertiary problems which we will not be able to solve. And we are going to spend billions and own money to go from bad to worse. And that I don't think we can justify. So as a scientist, my view is that this is not acceptable. We have to find a proper solution for it. And I think this engineer Nilandanos, we have stood for many of your projects. I must have done about 30 EIS for the department in Marvel. We have always defended it. Finding it very difficult to defend it if this is how we are going to conduct business. So that's basically what I wanted to share.
Thank you very much, Professor Devuka. I think it's coming from bottom of your heart, and sure you challenge the planners and also the monitoring. I think those who are responsible for monitoring of to be answerable for that type of thing, how what has gone wrong here. Definitely, these things should be taken into account by the relevant authorities. Unfortunately, CA and other responsible organizers, but definitely they will be there in the next meetings that will be followed by the ministries. So I would like to now open up the discussion to the audience.
Badra, I have one. I am from Sydney. I need to sleep.
Okay. Okay, Nihal, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I posted few in the chat room. Very interesting topics, and the last speech by the professor. Sorry, I can't remember the names. Midnight here. Put it very nicely in 2 words. It's poor planning. It's nothing else. So, but you said relevant authorities should be, consulted. It's like how can you build a dam without knowing how to, without having an infrastructure to send it to the Kantale, but instead put them to Minneriya. As I understand, 2015 Minneriya Dam, water appeared at the berm, and the Sri Lankan Army sandbagged it. Now, nothing has been addressed, and keep adding water to these old reservoirs. Very risky, because you change the operation system, saturated the dam, and most likely it will pipe through. It's similar to Parakrama Samudra. They dig up for walking track, and now it is covered with the plastic sheet. Somebody has to be held accountable and punishable by the law. It has to manage elephants and people security. Last thing you want to do is to go and kill thousands of people, like what they did on Kantale in 1987. So it's just poor planning, basically. I couldn't believe it that build a dam and doesn't have a system to send the water to Kantale. It's like building a toilet without a plumbing system, and you dump the sewage into your neighbor. Yeah, it's very sad. Anyway, that's my few words.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nihal, for your insights, and surely the planners here who attending the is there any? Oh, shall we? Yeah, okay. I will give you a chance, Mr. Abdul. You can add here at the moment, or will you?
Can't hear.
Just hold on for me.
As Professor Devuka said, the project is done to service A, and I know why suddenly started servicing B, because the minister at that time was upon president for the awards and the Corona, which are completely outside the we should not waste anybody's time and money doing the ideas because government agencies, because of political decision making. Because I know that is what happened. That's why suddenly the focus became from Moradhat and the water should go to Coronado, right? Which is not in any document. So decisions are made and we are going forward like so then the whole question comes up as to why in the world did we spend time doing any idea. But the EIA is the project. That's what's planned for. There's nothing to do with sending water to Minneriya other than the riparian rights. Am I right? So just because the administrative decision is made later, then why are we doing EIA? It's because administrative decisions can make always after projects have been approved, so that you get what you want. That's why we are in this situation. I think Devan put it across very well by saying that. I was debating whether to, since I was starting, didn't want to take a bit of a crazy approach, but that is the reason that has happened. So because of that reason, only this whole mess is one person's decision.
Yeah. I'm not an irrigation engineer. I'm an engineer. What I have to say is going to be rather controversial. Yeah. My engagement with this issue and that I was started with an into the upper left. This project was conceived and based on two significant reports for the Minister of Education. During that investigation, I came across certain starting plans. And then before we get involved in today's topic, let's go back to the beginning. In the beginning, you get the northeast monsoon. The northeast monsoon brings water under through that area and through the river. The intersection of river will be a part of that. Still, the issue is that those sites are and from now, during galaxy, but I rather the discussion today is that the need water level is because of the project that company needs to have water to be delivered for a new sugar payment. So the need for power generation has never come into the only 20 megawatts. Considering the total consumption of our country, this amount of the same country. It can even be stopped delivering during the dry season. The need to retain high levels of water is because of this new projecting concept. So it looks as if we have created a problem and they have not found a solution. But the projects you have to retain this feasibility of this network has to be weighed against the effects of keeping the water because cost comparison or whatever reason, even as if you take in the numbers that you cannot, are not tangible, like the heavy you can't bring in rupees and cents, because comparison with rupees and cents. So I have done a very detailed study of the capacities and the water availability at Minneriya. Water can, if not for this new project at the need and come down to the normal levels, and water can be shut off from not and our generation, 20 megawatts can easily be sustained without any limits. This is the hard truth. I want to bring in addition, the second issue. Second issue relates to the American. This project is being done on the fundamental assumption of bringing water from London all the way to Minneriya. That project has not been even conceived. It may be on somebody's paper or some report, but nothing has happened. So what is huge tunnels and canals that are being constructed will be totally underutilized for many, many years to come. Evaluation of the impact that Minneriya and the other Minneriya and the West Bank Canal and all the rest of it, what is the eastern province? If 707 MCMs are diverted from Randenigala to Murugahakandu. This is the scale of has been conceived. The real tangible error evident at Kaluganga Reservoir. Catchment area is such, capacity of the dam is 3.5 times. So somebody realized that someday water was going to come from Randenigala. Nobody had done any study as to that impact on water down to Minneriya and other areas, if such a thing ever happens. So the warning to us is they are now transferring the tunnel boring equipment from Omaha to build the tunnel and the canals from Boa Tunnel to the northwestern province. Okay. I don't know the capacity size of the tunnel boring machine, nor do I know the size of the tunnel that should be built, but you won't be surprised if the two do not match. Okay, this is the scale of things that are going to happen. And what is so sad is that if water from Randenigala does not come, Murugahakandu, sorry, the infrastructure that is being now for the upper Elari Canal will be only 30% of it would be utilized. The rest will rot away. That is the true picture of a thorough, uninfluenced, unbiased assessment of what is going on. Frankly, I think we should take a bold decision about why this water at Kantale should be retained at the expense of some a feature that is Sri Lanka is getting to be quite famous for being sacrificed for the benefit of somebody's sugarcane plantation or whatever. That is rather. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And you can hand over your analysis to the irrigation department and also Mahavali Authority to consider. Okay. So it's a very valuable input. Actually, there are a lot of questions in the chat box.
They always expect us to give the food security, first priority to food security. How get that decision? How if there is a panel, if we put forward that decision before getting decision, there should be a panel to discuss. But individual parties getting decisions, they are asking, we are agreeing. That should be changed.
That is an issue that I was going to suggest. Problem is, it is sectoral, not complete considerations. That's why these situations arise.
But then now, if there is so this is not a tiny thing, right? So this is a big project that there's going to be such a big change that will impact the agriculture sector, that will affect all these things. But so in that case, we done for this. So these things discussed in the EA.
Well, at the present, you think about the GDP, really, 1,000 MCM will go to the sea. I have the report. I am a water management secretary. I am analyzing locally. At present, average 1,000 MCM goes to the sea. Many people. Here, actually, all of you know, actually, we have considered Kaluganga and Morogaka. Now, commission is Morogaka, not connected to Morogaka and then Kaluganga, right? Then, according to my graph, so without harmful to the anyone, that food security and wildlife and environment, we can manage those water. If actually we want to main them in Udulla Kantale as a previous levels before commissioning of Moragagan. So we can manage those things. But if we think we have enough water in Moragahakand, we can generate the power and we allow to go to sea. No harmful. But after commissioning of NCP canal, that was water there. So actually, without as an engineer, without construction Moragahakand or Kaluganga, if we think about first we built the canal system. But without water source, no need to so anytime we can construct So there are some mistakes, not a planning. Now we are thinking about the not a, yeah, there is a mistake. We know that we have to go parallelly those work. Yeah, there are mistakes. So according to my view, we can manage those requirements until until construction of the engine. Is my point. Before the meeting, Mr. Dhanapal, I said, no, let me see the IC set and then we tell you. It will be difficult to get. Then and once we have to get a department also. Otherwise, these are the actually, get a department and then we can manage that. We just doing
මේ මේ කාලේ අලි ඉන්නේ මේ හරියේ මේකදී මේ ලෙවල් එක මේන්ටේන්
Hi, Badra. Hi, Badra.
area is very much large. So out of 100 and larger
We can't hear.
in area and out of very much larger.
Hi, Badra.
Obviously, there is water in that area. Why can't they? What I'm trying to say is very solution. When these projects are evaluated, you can say is amount of water. But if you need more, expect us to when to accommodate your request, you construct your own facility, catch the water that is available freely. Build your okay. And this that is, you see, we are all the time doing this. We find the answers to solutions. Pay at the end of the day.
regarding this Kantale new sugar demand compared to present demand, it's different. Right now, also, yeah, using around 200 MCF annually and 225, I think, as per your record, that will be increased by another MCF. The thing is that I don't think Kantale alone will be able to even though the catchment area is high, the rainfall in that area is fluctuations, and the dryness is providing enough water from Kantale catchment itself. We have depended on Alahara EMI, but I don't know. I don't know the exact figures. Before the amount of water diverted through Alahara Anicut and during last 5 years, say the average value. But do you have any statistics regarding the difference? I personally, I don't have any information because yes.
Hi, Badra.
In 1985 or 1981, I think 85 or something, the sugarcane area was developed, no? Right? Now, actually, if you think about the Morakahakande, we have enough water. Before the commissioning of Morakahakande, we cultivate all those areas, no? Now, I think there is no huge problem. So, there may be some management, right?
But please excuse me. As a professor
Yeah,
pointed out,
30 MC they need.
hi, Badra.
Yes, can you repeat?
Nihal?
Please, who want to talk?
Hi,
Yeah.
Nihal. I think as the professor rightly pointed out, sending to Minneriya has not been agreed on any of the EIAs. They are learned people. Now somebody decided to send water to Minneriya. That's where it should be addressed. I don't think it's a mistake. I might be wrong. It is a planned mistake. You know, it's a planned mistake. People should not be saying, "Oh, we made a mistake. We will correct it." If you deviated from the agreed EIA and other criteria, that's a planned mistake. It's not excusable. Look, how many people are starving without any meals? 2 meals a day. And it's wrong to say, "Oh, we spend about $1 billion or something," and it's a mistake. That's a disgrace.
Okay, anyway,
See ya. Yeah. See you, Badra.
For the project, no. I have not seen.
We don't know.
No. It's a bit of a.
I don't know the EIA.
It's a bit of a dilemma for me to see that for one person's sugarcane project, the country is willing to sacrifice. Elephants are a natural heritage, right? And it's a huge tourism revenue. So for one person's project, private person's sugarcane project, the country is willing to sacrifice all that. Does the country know this is what we are sacrificing for the benefit of one individual?
Madam, I am Director Polonaro. Can I speak now?
So now you're trying to revive that. So you're willing to sacrifice, the country is willing to sacrifice this for that.
May I, yeah, Engineer Nilanta, there is one online. Yeah, you can talk. Yeah.
Madam, now I can't agree with Mr. Nilanta because all the catchment area cut by the Morakahakande Reservoir. So he says that we can keep the Minneriya reservoir level as earliest. But now they have already cut the catchment. No, so we can't do that. To run the system, we have to keep at least 45,000 acre feet capacity in area. Otherwise, we can't feed Kantale and Kaudulla. And after one season, to run the system, the Kaudulla need around 50,000 acre feet before we start the season. And also, we need 12,000 acre feet. We have to keep 12,000 acre feet in Giritali also. Otherwise, we can't run the system. So I can't agree with Nilantha because he told that we have to keep. He can keep the water level as before 2019. So according to the present system, we can't keep like that. Otherwise, we can't run the system. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you very much for that contribution. We will the Director General and General DG here will. And I heard that there is a study going on department study here to study this matter deeply. Sorry about this technical mess up. You couldn't hear most of the discussions going on in the panel. Time has come for us to stop because it's nearly 2 hours and I can see those who are joining from Australia, they are in midnight. And we have researched this room only for 2 hours. So all your questions, sorry for that we couldn't take up each and every question. All these questions will be recorded and we will post all these panel and answers will
recording to the ESL website. All these questions, I am sure the Irrigation Department, Mahawali Authority and others take into the consideration, especially for the next meeting, but which is going to happen at the ministerial level. So actually, as expected, we could foster dialogue, as I mentioned at the beginning, to provoke new ideas and different perspectives, and also we got a lot of insights to the issue. I believe this should be the role of the professional institutions to mediate in a national level. Otherwise, what usually happens is in Sri Lanka, there may be a tuition master who has no idea whatsoever in the subject, and then will post a video lecturing their students, plus hits to that post, and then eventually that will become a gospel truth. So we should avoid that. So I hope today's dialogue at the professional level institution that we should continue like this, and this should have brought some of the materials for the decision makers to think about. And thank you very much for all those who contributed to the panel. Is Dr. Laksiri there in the audience to make a comment? Laksiri?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening to all of you. I think we had a very successful program, and first of all, I'm sorry. I was planning to attend in person, but I could not do because of my workplace commitments. And also, I think I missed some part of the program. Our connection was not good today. I think many viewers faced that problem. I saw in the chat box. I think that also we need to correct. Again, so it was a very timely topic actually we selected, and I want to thank the our chairman of the Water Forum, Engineer with Badra Kamaldas, she suggested me that we should conduct this program, and then I immediately agreed, and we could arrange it. And the eminent panel, actually, I think the veterans in the different subject areas all got together, and we had a very useful, fruitful discussion. And thank you very much on behalf of ISL for your contributions. And also it transpired many important aspects we have lost in our work. And so the one other fact is that in this country, the norm of this country is that we professionals work in different silos in isolation, and we come out and fight together, interact only way to solve conflict. So this practice, I think this is also a very good example, as I think Professor Devak mentioned. So planning issues, if you look at totally our professionals' problems, we do not address, we don't work together, we don't listen to all the stakeholders. So it's time has come that professionals need to get together and address. So as Water Forum and ISL, I think is a good initiative, this problem, because this elephant problem, elephant human conflict, the big problem so far, nobody could address it properly. And in fact, in the Water Forum and also in the other Mechanical Engineer Sectional Committee on our one engineer, the chairman engineer, Ruwan Nagahat, also made some good suggestions to address this. So there are many, I think as ISL, we can lead, or we can lead this initiative. I hope we should not stop here. So let's collect all the views that we discussed here and prepare our concept paper. And if we'll go to the next level, we will go with the policy planners, and we are not late, we can correct it. So that's my belief. So I think at the Water Forum, we will do that from Secretariat, and the headquarters, we will give the fullest cooperation. And even we can go for high level discussions with all these findings from the different the experts we attended today. So let me thank again and for the very successful program, thank the panel members for their contribution. And also we had a very good number of participants online. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry about this connection issue we need to solve. I think this location also we had a problem when I could not hear some parts properly. We'll address that also. So with that, let me thank again and wish you all a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lakshmi. It's encouragement for me to be there from the beginning to then. Now, okay, with this one, I will hand over the podium to the Priyan to conclude the session. Thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, it comes even though the session is concluded now, I think this will be the initiative point for the discussion all over the island. And it comes to an end of very fruitful and informative, actually interesting topic to discuss. And it is our duty to forward our gratitude towards the resource persons today. For that, I would like to warmly invite the chairperson of the Water Forum, Engineer Badra Kamaladasa, and representing the Water Forum, Engineer Janaki stage. First, the token of appreciation will be presented to Dr. Sumit Pilapitia. Then our gratitude goes to Dr. Preeti Viraj Kanango. Engineer Kitsiri Veligupalaki. And Engineer Niyanta Danapala. Professor Devaka Veeraswamy. And we would like to acknowledge Mr. Chatura Malraj and Mr. Manjula Amaratna, and we will send you a token of appreciations to your homesteads. And before concluding the session, I would like to forward the stage to the Secretary of the Board of Engineer Ruchini to forward the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all of you. Engineer Bhadra Kamaladasan, Chairperson of the IESL, all the invited panel members, Executive Committee members of the Water Forum IESL, all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion as the Secretary of the IESL Water Forum. First of all, I extend my sincere gratitude to all to the panel members today. Dr. Kitsiri Varigipalage, Sir, Additional Director General of Irrigation Department. Engineer Nilantha Dhanapala, Sir, Deputy Director General, Mahavali Authority of Sri Lanka. Professor Devaka Veeraswamy, Sir, Professor in Zoology, University of Colombo. Dr. Preeti Viraj Fernandes, Chairman, Center of and Research. Dr. Sumit Pilapitiya, Sir, Environmental Specialist. Mr. Manjula Dharmaratne, Sir, Director, PA Management, Department of Wildlife Conservation, and Chatura Malraj, Sir, Director, Irrigation Management Division, for your invitation and your great contributions and sharing your valuable thoughts throughout this session. Dear Sir, Madam, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and for your great contribution. My special thanks goes to all the participants gathered in IESL and joined virtually for your active contribution. I'm also very grateful to Engineer Bhadra Kamaladasan, Madam, Chairperson of the Water Forum IESL, for her great effort in making this event a success. Then I would like to thank Engineer Janapriyan, Sir, for preparing this event nicely. I extend our gratitude to the members of IESL Secretariat for their support in making arrangements. At last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants who are with us during the event today. I hope you understand the current situation in the Minneriya Reservoir and impact on elephant and the future actions to be taken in this discussion. Thank you all. Thank you very much.